welcome back to another episode of The Thread. I'm your boy Marvin, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, man. If you're new, make sure you subscribe down below, tap that bell so you're notified whenever I upload, and like, comment, and share with your friends, man. The Thread, the needle is back. Let's get the word out. Without further ado, we all know why we here. The NFL playoffs are on the way. We have kickoff of the wild card weekend on Saturday. And man, oh man, I cannot tell y'all enough. I am ready for these games, even though my Colts sadly didn't make it, even though we started the season 7-1 and even beat a couple of these playoff teams. But, you know, the Colts are the Colts. So, but this isn't that type of video. I'm not going to bring down the mood of this video talking about being a Colts fan. We are talking about the NFL playoffs and the teams that made the playoffs. So shout out to all the fans of these teams that are in the playoffs. Even if I believe your team is gonna get first rounded, you still made the playoffs. So shout out to you. We're gonna get right into it though. Let me bring up this bracket real quick. All right, here we go. Put my camera right here. So the Seahawks and the Broncos are the number one seeds respectively of the NFC and the AFC. So they have the first round bye. So we're going to get right into the wild card matchup. So I believe the first matchup is the Rams and the Panthers on Saturday. And look, shout out to the Panthers. They made the playoffs. They have a losing record and they're the 4th seed. That's just showing you how their division is, and the fact that they lost to the Buccaneers and still made the playoffs. It's kind of funny just because the Saints couldn't beat the Falcons. But anywho, they did beat the Rams, so I have to give them a little bit of credit for that. But I think we all know the Rams are pretty locked in right now, and I just don't see a world where the Panthers upset the Rams. So give me the Rams, and I do believe that they win in convincing fashion. So we'll just go ahead and go to the next matchup. Packers and Bears, I believe, is the next matchup of the wild card. I do believe this is going to be the second best matchup of the wild card. I mean, it's the Packers and the Bears, so you're getting one of the most storied rivalries in all of sports. And then on top of that, like, both of these teams have been very interesting to watch and keep up with throughout the season. I mean, you had the Packers pulling off a move that's not really for their brand, you know, getting Micah Parsons at the beginning of the season. And the Bears have been making big moves all offseason. And, you know, I like what the Bears have done so far in their rebuild. And I don't even know if you can really call it a rebuild anymore. I mean, they're in the playoffs, so I think the rebuild worked. So I think the Bears are going to edge out the Packers in this one. And it hurts me to say because, you know, shout out to my boy Smith, man. He's a diehard Packer fan. But talking to him, he didn't really sound all that confident in his guys to pull it out. I think the biggest thing with the Packers is just not seeing them being able to get any stops on this Bears offense. I mean, the Bears offense is pretty explosive, and the Packers have problems right now in the secondary. I mean, they just signed Trayvon Diggs, but I don't think Trayvon Diggs I don't think they signed him with the intention for him to go out there and go shadow Rome Odunze and, you know, try to shut down the Bears' weapons, because that's not what he's going to do. But I just don't see how the Packers can get any stops on this Bears offense, honestly. And for that reason, I got to go with the Bears with the win over the Green Bay Packers. Shout out to you, Smith. I love my boy, but you know what it is. All right, and then we're going to go over to the AFC. I think the first game in the AFC is the Texans and the Steelers. And, man, I kind of went back and forth on this one, right? On one hand, you know, I want to see the Steelers win. A little bit is because I'm a Colts fan, and I just don't want to see the Texans or the Jaguars, for that right, have any success. But I think at the end of the day, you got to use your head. And my head tells me to pick Houston because their defense is legit. And the Steelers have been a little bit of a roller coaster on the offensive end, really on both sides of the ball. But I think the offense has that potential to go flat a little bit. And then I think just adding the fact that they're playing the Texans, who are playing unbelievable right now on the defensive end, I just think that they're gonna make for a long night for Aaron Rodgers and their Steelers offense. So, like I said, my heart wants to go with the Steelers, but my head's telling me the Texans. So, unfortunately, I have to pick the Texans to win this game. Now let's go down to the Chargers and Patriots because I believe that's the no. I think the Bills and the Jaguars are next. Actually, we'll just go down the chart. I'll go back and hit that 49ers and Eagles game. I didn't really have to go in order or whatever. But anyways, Bills and Jags. Listen, on paper, the Jags, I do believe, are the better team. But I think you just have to look at it past that in this matchup. The Bills' biggest kryptonite in the playoffs have been the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you can look on that bracket, the Kansas City Chiefs did not make the playoffs. So I think, in my opinion, this is Josh Allen and the Bills' best chance so far to go and win the Lombardi. And if you kind of reading through the tea leaves, you can kind of guess I might have them going a little far in the playoffs. So obviously I have to take them over the Jags. But I would not be surprised if the Jags find a way and upset the Bills because, they did it to the Chargers last year, honestly. And obviously I do believe the Bills are better. Well, I'm not going to say better because the Chargers were good. But anyways, I think the Bills pulled this one out. But don't be surprised if the Jags pull out their upset. Chargers and the Patriots. Jaren, boy, let me tell you. I was talking to him the other day, and I called him and I said, Jaren, convince me that the Patriots are going to beat the Chargers. And his method of doing that was simply asking me, all right, let's go position by position. And he's asking me who I think is better. I think the Patriots have the better team, the better roster, yes. But I think you have to factor in the schedules of both of these teams. And when you look at that Patriots schedule, man, it's comedy, honestly. It's hilarious how easy their schedule was this year. And I think, that can hurt them. But this is another one of those picks where my heart is saying the Chargers just because, it's the Patriots. I don't really mess with the Patriots all like that. But my head is definitely telling me the Patriots are the better team. And I believe that the Patriots will pull this game out in a close one, but I do believe that they pull it out over the Chargers to advance to the divisional round. Now let's go back over to the NFC and knock out that Niners and Eagles game. I think this one is going to be pretty easy. I have to go with the Eagles in this one. The Niners are just a little bit too beat up on the defensive end, and I just think that it's going to be too much for them to overcome. Even though the Eagles are prone to have a stinker on offense, I think they're going to have it clicking in this game. So give me the Eagles in that one. Now let's move on to these divisional rounds. The Seahawks will get the Rams. Yeah, the Seahawks will get the Rams, and the Bears will get the Eagles in the NFC. And let's start with the Seahawks and the Rams. The division game, man. Let me tell you, these two teams had the game of the year in the regular season. Really, both of their games were electric, but I think that second game was off the charts. It was easily the game of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they gave us another one of those in this game. I'm a fan of both of these teams. I honestly, this is a hard pick because, man, the Seahawks have had a hell of a season. I mean, I don't think anyone, maybe outside of Seattle, had the Seahawks being the 1 seed in the NFC. So, major shouts out to Mike McDaniel and or McDonald. Yeah, McDonald. My bad. I'm tripping. I'm thinking of Miami's coach. Well, ex-coach now. But shout out to him. But I do believe that the Rams are just playing a little bit different right now. I don't know, because now I'm thinking about that game, and neither game Sam Darnold really had a great game. And man, he had the 5 interception game. Or was it the first game, I believe, and then the second game he didn't do all that well. Man, it's hard. I think I got to go with the Rams in this one. I'm leaning too heavily on the Rams. I have a lot of stock in I was about to say Aaron Donald, but in Matthew Stafford. He's having a great season right now. He's my MVP pick, so I have to go with the Rams in this one. Bears and Eagles. This game is gonna be ugly, I believe. I think the Eagles are gonna make it ugly with the Bears, and it's gonna be interesting to see how the Bears play that entire game, because the Eagles have that experience. I mean, they are the defending Super Bowl champions, so they know how to win the ugly game. So I'll be very, very interested to see how the Bears come out if the Eagles decide to muck it up like that, which I do believe they will. And for that reason, I think I have to go with Philly in this one. I just think that they're able to win these ugly games, and I think they're gonna make it ugly for the Bears. And I'm just not totally sold on the Bears winning ugly games like I am the Eagles. So I have to go with Philly in that one. So let's go back over to the NFC, where we have the Broncos facing the Texans. No, the Bills. I'm sorry. The Broncos facing the Bills, and the Patriots facing the Texans. Yeah. Patriots facing Texans. My bad. My brain was trying to compute all that in real time. But anyway, yeah. The Broncos and the Bills. I'm not remembering if they played in the regular season. I don't think they did. But both teams are interesting, right? You have the Broncos, who are very, very heavily reliant on their defense. And the Bills, have a great offense. I mean, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, right? And I'm interested to see how the Broncos are going to play against the Bills in this one. Not sold on the offense for the Broncos, but at the same time, I mean, it's not like they can't score on the Bills. Like, this game is kind of interesting to me, right? I can see this going either way. So in that one, I have to go with the better quarterback, and the better quarterback is easily Josh Allen. So give me Josh Allen and the Bills to knock off the 1 seed Denver in Mile High. It's not going to be an easy game whatsoever. I definitely expect this game to be low scoring as well. But I think the Bills and Josh Allen are going to pull it off and head to the AFC Championship game. Then we have the Patriots and the Houston Texans. And look, this game right here is going to show exactly what I meant in the last round where I was talking about the Patriots. I don't see them beating the Houston Texans. I just don't. I don't think they've played a defense as good as the Texans this season. And I think they're in for a wake-up call when they play them. And I have to go with the Texans in that game. I almost said I'm taking the Texans by double digits, but I think they'll win it. I definitely think they'll be in control of the game for the majority of the game. But I just don't see the Patriots having the talent to overcome playing that fierce of a defense. So give me Houston in that one. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and knock out the AFC. So we have the Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. And if you were reading through the tea leaves earlier, you probably guessed it that I have the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl representing the AFC. I just think it's inevitable. This is their last year in their stadium, even though they're not going to get a home game in the playoffs. But I just think it was written just for the Bills to come through, especially with no Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, who they played last year, and no Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who have been their kryptonite throughout the playoffs. I just think it's a little hard for me to pick against the Bills in the AFC to come out, so I got to stick with it. Give me Buffalo to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Let's go over to the NFC. Man, Rams and Eagles. Rams almost beat the Eagles last year. Honestly, that was the Super Bowl, if we're being completely honest, in terms of that was the Eagles' best game. Best opponent, I should say, up until the Super Bowl, because, they just destroyed the Chiefs. But I think the Rams are going to get revenge this year. I do believe that they are the better team. I think they're playing better. They have the MVP on their team, Devontae Adams, Puka, and I just think it's hard to go against the Rams right now. So give me the LA Rams to advance to another Super Bowl under Matt Stafford. And I have the Rams and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. This is going to be a hell of a matchup if we are blessed to get this matchup in the Super Bowl. Two high-powered, capable offenses, two great quarterbacks. It's talent all over the field. And I honestly don't know. This is a coin flip for me. Honestly, this is a coin flip. I like both teams winning this game. I think I could go to sleep tonight with one pick, and then I'll wake up tomorrow thinking about the games, and I might have another pick. But for the sake of the video, I think I might have to go with the Buffalo Bills to finally get it done. Josh Allen gets his first ring. I think the Buffalo Bills edge out the Rams in a very, very close, high-scoring game. But I like the Bills a little too much right now. I just believe that the Chiefs were in their way, and with no Chiefs, I just think that they have to get it done this year. You have to get it done this year, because I think we all believe the Chiefs will be back next year. Unless something catastrophic happens in the offseason. It's a world. It's hard for me to imagine a world without the Chiefs being in the playoffs back-to-back years under Patrick Mahomes. So I think this is definitely the Bills' best chance to get it done, and I think they get it done, y'all. I think they get it done. So I hope y'all enjoyed that little prediction. Hey, I could be wrong on every single matchup, and I'll come on here and say I was wrong on every single matchup. But these are just my predictions. I want y'all to comment down below y'all's. Who do y'all have hoisting the Lombardi at the end of the season? This has been another episode of The Thread. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Like I said earlier, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, tap that bell, like, comment, share with your friends. It's been Thread the Needle, and we out.